Hi! Welcome back to trying on everything that I've ever crocheted that I still have in my possession. I really hope you enjoyed the first part of this video. I feel like I tried on literally everything ever for it. I am recording this on the same day. I thought I was just gonna give up and do the second and possibly third parts on a different day, but we're powering through for you, the viewer. And I want to start off with one of my favorite designs ever that I do not wear enough, objectively. Some I'm like, yeah, it's not my style, it's kind of fair that I don't wear it a lot. This one, I really need to get in the groove of wearing out a lot. It's called the Bell Blossom Top. It is the first new design I made whenever I made the book. Whenever I made the book, I already had the floweralls and solar flares patterns out, and so this was the third one that I ever designed. This is the sample that I made for the book. I think it is super great. I think it's super flattering on everyone. I had had the idea in my mind for such a long time, but just never had the wherewithal or the time to execute it. And finally, whenever I was writing a book, obviously I did. Super retro, but it's really good for festivals. I made this in cotton. This is Lion Brand's Pima cotton, that's what it's called. And it's super nice to work with. It's just super smooth and super airy. Again, great flow to it. Absolutely love that. Of course it's patchwork. Everything I made at one point in time was patchwork, and it kind of still is, if we're being honest. But I love the way it looks with all the little flowers. I love this mauve. I really need to wear this more. I might end up selling it because I don't stick to my guns, and I might not end up wearing it as much as I want. Eek! And this isn't super transportable. Whenever it folds up, it gets kind of thick, so that's kind of the reason that it hasn't been a go-to piece, but it needs to be. I just think it's so cute. Look at this sleeve as well. Isn't that so nice? Look at the flow of it. And I love the color combinations people have done. Again, it's one of the more popular designs from the book, and I'm just so glad that people see the same thing in it that I see, because I just think it's the best. It's the Bell Blossom Top. We are back at it again with another design that is not my own, and I actually didn't knit this one. I bought it from Kara's Knit Ang. I love her. She's literally the best. One of my favorite creators out there, one of my favorite designers out there. I don't know what she calls this design. I think it's Stripe Me Down or something, but this is one of my favorite pieces that I have. Not only is the yarn so light and fluffy, I really don't know what it's made from, but whatever it is, it's perfect. I wore this a lot whenever I studied abroad in England my junior year of college, so the simple act of putting it on like 30 seconds ago just transported me back there. It's the best ever. I wore turtlenecks. I wore turtlenecks underneath it a lot to provide a little extra warmth in the winter, but it's definitely one of my favorite pieces in my wardrobe. My favorite pieces in my wardrobe always end up being the stuff that I buy from other people, because for some reason I value that more than something that I put time into for usually, what, 40 to 60 hours it feels like per piece. But yeah, this is one of my favorites that I have. I do reach for it pretty often. I also just love a thick striped sweater. This sort of cuff with the sort of puffy sleeve. Just the best. You can't beat that. Love this sweater. These are the lavender heartalls. They're made out of acrylic, actually, yarn from the solar flares that I had made for the book. The lavender was the main color for those solar flares, and I was not getting a lot of wear out of them, so I repurposed the yarn into these heartalls. I think they're super cute. I did not meet my own gauge for the pattern. That is the one issue. So the squares were a little too small, and obviously it's a little too small on me. I still think it fits pretty well, but I'm probably going to let it go to a new home, unfortunately. Again, I love these overalls designs. They're so easy to make, so easy to wear. Yeah, these are the lavender heartalls made in beautiful repurposed acrylic yarn. Dun, 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 dun. One of my other favorite designs, the Spring Fling shorts. This design does not get enough love. It's obviously the shorts version of the floweralls. Again, a patchwork pattern because I love those, and they're easy to design and easy to make, and everyone looks good in them. I have worn it out a few times. Again, got compliments on it. Yes, thank you. I think it's super cute. I think it looks great. I think it fits great. The acrylic, surprisingly, is not too hot for summer. The couple times I've worn it out, I wasn't really sweating or anything. Yeah, I really like this color as well. I don't usually do pink centers for the flower square like this, but I think it worked out well on this one. Yeah, these are the Spring Fling shorts. I forget how much I love the flow of this one. This is the sunbeam skirt. Look at that. That's so good. That's so amazing. Whenever I was making this design, I wanted to make a skirt that was not like the Ophelia skirt, which is kind of like a pencil patchwork kind of square square. Doesn't have a lot of give to it, which is kind of the appeal of a skirt sometimes, but it's not what I go for in a skirt. So I made the sunbeam skirt, which is made mainly of triple crochets. Obviously that loose gauge lends itself to this flowiness, and this was made in 24/7 cotton by Lion Brand, which again, cotton just provides more flow and less structure to a garment if you want it to lay like this, which I did, and it lays exactly how I want it to. I really like how the progression of colors happens in this one as well. But yeah, I wish I wore this one more. I say that for nearly every single piece. I think it fits great. It's very, very quick to make because triple crochets are just so fast. At least for me. I know a lot of people hate doing triple crochets, but I'm not one of those girls. I love a triple crochet. I love making my project grow like an inch at a time whenever I do a new row. So this project probably takes me 5 to 6 hours whenever I make it. I've only made 2 of them, but it's just been super quick each time. And I've loved every single color combination I've ever seen. I don't think it's possible to make a bad color combination. I kind of want to do an earth tones one. I want to do an earth tones version of literally everything. This is a nice little nautical version of the sunbeam skirt. This design has been getting a lot more love recently for some reason. I really don't know why. These are the sweetheart shorts. Again, one of my favorite designs. I lean more towards wearing shorts than overalls, so I kind of prefer the shorts version of every patchwork design I've ever made. Oops, don't tell anyone. I love the way these fit. I just think it's perfect. I think it's some sort of synthetic yarn. I'll put it up on the screen, whatever it is, but I really loved working with it. It was like a tubular kind of yarn. I never crocheted with anything like it before, and I have not crocheted with anything like it since, so definitely a different experience. Yeah, not a lot to say about this piece. I make a lot of patchwork patterns, so at a certain point you just run out of things to say about how fun and easy patchwork is. Doing one of these squares probably takes me like 15 minutes, so I just do a bunch of them in a row whenever I'm watching Love Island or something. And then once you've done that, it's like the bulk of the pattern is done, and you just want to rush through it to see the end product, and that's what I do every time. And I really like this. Is it mauve? Would you call this mauve? Or purple? Or whatever it is. I really love this shade. These are the sweetheart shorts. We are back with another sunbeam skirt. This was the original one that I made for the book. Love the colors on this one. This was made in Wool and the Gang's Shiny Happy Cotton. I don't know if I've mentioned it enough already, but look at that. Look at the flow of that. I think this is like 2 rows longer than the other one, and I might prefer this one at least a little bit. The yarn is a lot softer than 24/7 cotton. 24/7 cotton is great and has a lot of flow to it, but this is just like objectively a more expensive yarn, and I prefer working with it, and I prefer the flow of this. This is what the back looks like. Thank you. Thank you. I really loved taking photos of this one for the book. I think I paired it with a sweater whenever we were doing its little photography session, and that's just like perfect for spring. A sweater and a very flowy skirt. I don't think I've ever worn this out in public outside of taking those photos, but I probably should so I can get even more compliments because that's all I crochet for. We have the floweralls at long last. This is one of 2 pairs that I still have in my possession. I've sold quite a lot over the years or gifted to friends or other things. This is one that's pretty special to me. I made it in, I think, January. It was the first pair that I'd made since making the one that's on the cover of my book, which I will put up here and I will wear later. I don't know, I get really weird about crochet sometimes and crochet designing, and I get really down about like, I don't know if I can still follow my own pattern or was my pattern even good, so to reassure myself I just follow my own pattern. And then I get overconfident. I'm like, of course it's great, like I have so much confidence in my own work. So many people have followed the patterns and bought the patterns, and I'm so grateful for that, and I love their results, and obviously based off the results the pattern's pretty good. And for this one I got overexcited and kind of did my own pattern wrong. Oops. You can kind of see I made these straps too long. I think I'm gonna have to sell this pair because I really don't want to redo the straps, but it's just like someone that's 2 inches taller than me would fit a lot better into this. I've never made a pair of green floweralls besides for, I think the second pair I ever made was green, but my friend Grace ended up taking those because it was made for her specifically, and they were the ones that I used to provide step-by-step photos in the pattern. This was the first one that I'd made for myself, and I can't even really wear it because I got too excited and made the straps too long. But what are you gonna do? Sell it, I guess that's what you're gonna do. But yeah, I love the floweralls. The design that literally launched my entire career and is the reason that I'm still going today with crochet. If people hadn't loved this design, I really genuinely don't know what I would be doing with my life. And I'm very grateful that it's this, and that this design has provided me so much in my life. Getting too sentimental. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. More spring fling shorts. Yay! I love this design so much. And this pair was made in, can you guess? Can anyone guess? Wool in the Gang Shiny Happy Cotton. Correct! I love this pair. The cotton does cause it to, I think it's grown maybe like half an inch since I first made it, because I do actually wear this pair. I wore it out to a dinner theater once and this old lady was like, "Did you make that? That looks great." And I was like, "Yes, I did. Thank you so much." I loved making this pair. I love wearing this pair, probably a little too much, but I almost prefer the look of like slightly longer thigh, whatever, what do you call that? Inseam. Slightly longer thighs, gives you long thighs, I guess. I think it's almost like Laura Dern, Jurassic Park vibes. You know what I mean? This is what the back looks like. This is the pair that I made for the book. They are photographed in the book. People see these in the book, which is so exciting. I really can't comprehend the idea that people still buy the book. These are the spring fling shorts, and I love this design a lot. I don't think I have any more spring fling shorts to show you guys, so that's quite sad. Appreciate it while you can. And for my next trick, another dress! This is called the Gelato sundress. I love these colors so much. This color combo, you really just can't beat it. It's the same colors as that one sunbeam skirt, the one sunbeam skirt, oh my gosh, the one sunbeam skirt that I showed you guys. Yes, it's Wool in the Gang Shiny Happy Cotton, thank you! I wore this out once or twice. I wore it to get Dairy Queen once. I have a very vivid memory of that for some reason. I think it's a perfect little summery sundress. It's not as popular as I thought it would be. I think it's super cute. All the testers versions of it were super cute as well. I'll show some photos of them. I never really get wear out of this piece, unfortunately. I'm not really a sundress kind of girl, so I think I'm gonna undo this for the yarn. I just think it's super nice, and I love these little straps. I want to make more like just kind of thin strap kind of designs. Yeah, this is the Gelato sundress. I hope you like it. For the last piece in this video, I would like to show you guys this Secret Garden sweater. I love the colors on this one, and this has been a very surprisingly popular design from the book. I do think it's super comfortable to wear. I really should get more wear out of this design. As soon as I put it on, I was like, wow, why am I not wearing this more? It's like the perfect length for me, at least. This is exactly how I like my sweaters to fit. Again, the balloon sleeves and the sort of way the waist lays on you. Obviously, I'm usually wearing it with jeans in the winter. It's made out of patchwork squares, like every single one of my designs. So I really love this filled granny square and then the starburst granny square. I just think the alternation goes super well together. There are tons of cute patterns or cute projects on Ravelry that use this pattern, and I get so much color inspiration from them. One of these in every color would go so hard. The holes are small enough that it doesn't like make you feel weird in the winter. A lot of crochet clothing, like because there are tiny gaps in between stitches, air gets in and makes you, I don't know, feel half really hot, half really cold. But this one, that doesn't really happen, at least not for me. And I love it a whole lot. I really love this like maroon burgundy kind of color as well. I made these squares after I made a pair of floweralls that have the same colors. Photo of the floweralls, please. Thank you. But yeah, this is the Secret Garden sweater. I'm so glad you came along with me for the second part of this, I guess, 3-part series now, because I still have a good amount of pieces left. Thank you so much for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed all the different designs I've showed you. I have patterns for all of them, and if they weren't my own design, I'm going to link the pattern in the description below and also the creator who made them. Thank you so much. I will see you for part 3. Bye!